कैसा हो रहा है?
Thank you.
अजय, मुझे ना नहीं अजय, मेरा ना ऊपर से जैकेट ले आना, मुझे यहाँ से निकलना पड़ेगा। ठीक है।
Okay, sir. Coming good.
ठीक है। Now when I transition to you, what will happen?
Transition, you will start, sir. Meanwhile, I'll jump in. Once you leave on the phone, check in. I'll jump.
ठीक है। Start.
Yes, we can start.
Good morning, everyone. This is Amitabh Nag, Chief Executive Officer of Digital India Bhashini Division. We are today launching what we call as Bhashini Startup Velocity 1.0. This is a series of grand challenge which we would launch for the startups to build solution around language technology. And what we feel is that there is enough ample talent in the country to build the solutions into the market. We have imagined the user journeys for various problem statements in the document, which will be explained in a short while from now by Ajay Rajawat. But what we expect is that there would be innovativeness in further refining up the user journeys, also looking at further extension of the problem statement. And as I said, there could be other areas where you would like to build the solutions, and those can be discussed separately, because we would be running a series of grand challenges to ensure that the language technology solutions takes off, and with the primary intent, which is the underlying area which we want to do, is to transcend the language barrier, and hence the language should not be a barrier for education, innovation, collaboration, discussion, and anything which we are doing in day-to-day life. Any transactions which we do in day-to-day life should not have a barrier of language. So most welcome. We invite the startups to participate in this, and make a difference and build the nation together. Thank you very much. Now I'll have Ajay Rajawat explaining you the problem statements, and we can take off with the Bhashini Startup Velocity 1.0 from now.
So I'll request our CEO, Amitabh Nag sir, to launch the trailer of the Startup Velocity and launch the Startup Velocity program. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Hello everyone. So I'll be taking you forward to have a look on the problem statements that we are releasing in this startup velocity 1.0. So initially we are going ahead with the six problem statements, majorly focus on the speech area and the voice-driven innovations. So the first problem statement that we are launching here is the live multilingual speech-to-speech transcription management system, in which the users are expected to develop a solution that can transcribe the live speeches happening at the real time. And the second problem statement, let me just share the window also so that you can have a look of the problem statements. All the problem statements are listed on our website bhashini.gov.in, in which there is a tab of startup velocity. You all can go there and you can see the problem statements that are right now listed for GIC startup velocity 1.0. So first problem statement, as I said, it is a multilingual speech-to-speech transcription management system, in which we are expecting the live transcription system to be developed, a workbench, a nicely curated workbench that can manage all the transcriptions. The multilingual, it should support all 22 scheduled in languages, so you can use the Bhashini APIs for that. Instead of that, we are looking forward for a dictation module that will be enabled in the workbench only, and the simultaneous editing of the documents. Second problem statement that we are releasing in this Velocity 1.0 is next generation multilingual audiobook converter application. In this application, we are expecting innovators to develop an OCR based app, in which the complete text can be extracted from a paper, and the same can be managed with the different voices. These are some functional requirements mentioned in the document, requesting all of you to go through the document in detail before applying and submitting the idea. The third problem statement is the cross language translation of for the mobile calls, in which we are looking forward for a functionality that in our feature smartphones we can tag the user with the language, and the moment the user calls us, the related language starts translating. So it should have a language tagging system, and it should have a real time call translation, and it should be compatible across all platforms available in the market, that is iOS, Android, and others. The fourth problem statement is the a bot building and management framework application. It is basically a kind of an evolving problem statement for the digital interaction, where user can come and start making its own bot with its own requirements. It should have a NLP feature, and it should have a feature of a SaaS, so that a user can manage the entire bot in one go. The fifth problem statement is the voice driven management information system that is powered by the blockchain. The blockchain technology is required in that. In that, we require a management system, whether it's an HRMS, a project management system, or another inventory management system. It should have a voice as a medium for searching and updating the inventory. It should use the NLP in the ML part, and the Bhashini API needs to be used for the 22 scheduled Indian languages integration. The sixth and the last problem statement is the voice activated human machine interaction hardware concept, in which we are expecting a user to come up with an open innovation model that you can bring Bhashini in action through a hardware concept, where voice, we can interact with that particular hardware concept through a voice, and the transaction can be done. Here the main point is the action execution mechanism needs to be mentioned in your slide deck, so that we can see what kind of concept you are proposing, and how your first firmware is interacting with the your hardware. That needs to be mentioned. So these are six problem statements. Coming to the application procedure, again, on our website bhashini.gov.in, there is a button on the top, startup velocity 1.0. You can go through the about event, the stages that we have defined, the timelines. The timelines are critical because it's a 30-35 days program. And when you go to the eligibility criteria, you will see the eligibility criteria, who all can apply. Along with that, there is a detailed GSV document. You can download that particular document, go through it, to have all the information related to the startup 1.0 velocity, and the problem statement document we have attached for your ease. So this is all. And coming to the again the eligibility part, the startups, registered startups, or the individuals or the innovators can apply in this particular program, but somehow the moment you are registered for this particular program, you have to register yourself as a startup in case you are not registered DPIIT startup. That's so I request you all to go through the GSV document thoroughly. If you have any doubts, there's an email ID mentioned, you can shoot us an email, and stick to the timelines and requesting your participation from all the incubators and from the innovator community, so that we can keep make this particular program a success. So we are open for the questions. If you have any questions, you can ask. We're monitoring our YouTube live, so we can answer your questions here. So we got a question that how much old startups can apply in the challenge. So we have not created a limit for the startups for mentioned based on their age. So if you are a DPIT registered startup, you can apply on this particular startup challenge. So that's completely fine. So if you are a 2-year-old startup or a 5-year-old startup, you can apply on the challenge. Second, coming from Mr. Mukesh, is like, uh, can we apply in two problem statements? You can apply in two problem statement, but more than two is not allowed. It depends on if you are having a buffer and a capacity to build both solution in this specific timeline, you can do it. Otherwise, you cannot do it. So we have limited it to the two problem statement. A one team can apply only on a two problem statements, though it's recommended to apply only on one. But if you are having a solution ready for these two problem statements, you can do it. So as I mentioned, we will have a separate questionnaire session also. So thank you all for joining in, requesting the entire innovator community, incubator community to apply push your innovators, startups to apply in this challenge. Looking forward for a better collaborate. Please, thank you.